know. It's my first day.
Are you guys ready?
As ready as we'll ever be.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Community HOPEcast. I'm here with a special segment with our community partner spotlight, and here I have one of our favorite partners from LA, even from like Orange County, I think some of the members are too. But they are called Project by Project, and this is the LA chapter. Hi guys, can you guys introduce yourselves and maybe your role in Project by Project?
My name is Tina Yip Chan. I'm actually a manager of one of the managers on the outreach branch of Project by Project, and this is actually my second year in Project by Project.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Yang, and I am the Director of Outreach for the LA chapter, and this is also my second year.
Hi everyone, my name is James Yu. This is also my second year with PbP, a bunch of second years here, and I'm the Director of Team and Leadership.
Wow, I got like all the sophomores up in here. This is crazy.
Yeah,
Ooh, it's a whole gang. Hope has a wonderful relationship with Project by Project LA because we were their beneficiary partners last year in 2023 for educational access. So Project by Project, or we can probably shorten it now to PbP, has had a like very thriving history that like I've learned since working very closely with everyone here and as well as their other members. So what we wanted to do was introduce everyone to PbP and really, let everyone know about the amazing work that they have been doing to support all the communities in Orange County, LA, basically the whole SoCal region. But to start us off, can someone, tell me a little bit about their history about PbP and how you guys have been evolving?
Yeah, so PbP was founded in 1998 in New York by a group of Asian Americans from different backgrounds who just wanted to create a space to celebrate their different cultures. And so it's really grown since then. In 2001, they founded the LA chapter, and in 2009, they founded the San Francisco chapter. We're 3 chapters strong now, hopefully going to expand in the future. We'll see. But yeah, every year, like you said, we focus on a different campaign theme. And so we've been existing for 26 years now. So I think that's near 26 campaign themes. This year is food insecurity. So this year our partner is Thai Community Development Center, Thai CDC for short. And yeah, it's just been great. It's been expanding and hopefully making a difference in the Asian American community around us.
Ain't that crazy? I wanted to do this in AAPI Heritage Month, but you know what? Any month is AAPI Heritage Month, so treasure your culture, please. Can you guys tell me how PbP kind of functions? So each of you are directors, managers of different groups. Can you tell me about how people are able to join? And then within these different groups, what do you guys do? Because from when I first met you guys as like the beneficiary partners, I was like, wait, there's so many things like I need to know because like there's so many different groups. Everything is volunteer based. So what do you guys volunteer in? Because luckily we were able to have your help in doing our mentorship program just for like a couple of months that our mentees actually loved. And I hope our mentors did too. Shout out to you guys. As well as like helping us prep for some of our programs like the summer school preparation, helping us with workshops. So do you guys want to talk a little bit about your teams because you guys are each directors of different teams and managers?
Sure, I'll take this one. So how PbP functions, I guess in general, we do have a national board. And so that national board is the one that helps decide our campaign theme every year at the very least, right? We get a little bit of vote on a few options, like I think near the end of the year, but the national board is the one who ultimately decides which one it is. So last year was education access, this year food insecurity. As for the team itself, I think all 3 of our chapters run very similarly. Like we have a president, and under the president we have our, 6 functional groups, right? So every team we have, of course, my team and leadership, then we have outreach, then we have fundraising, we have marketing, we have events, and then we have operations. And then right, team and leadership, I'm more familiar with that one. So that's the team. Essentially, just we run the socials. We try to keep everybody enjoying Project by Project, right? We do try to also have a few things for professional development. And we also try to keep in touch with our alumni, and that's what team and leadership is for. For outreach, they're the ones who help out with the partner every year, right? They're the ones working with the partner, I think, very, very often, and they run a lot of our volunteer events and promote volunteer events that are happening in the area. Our events teams is the one who is in charge of our big gala at the end of the year, Plate by Plate. If no one's heard of it yet, we'll definitely talk about that more. But they are the ones in charge of procuring all of the vendors, our culinary partners, working with people to come and help set up that event. And then, of course, we have fundraising. They're the ones helping us raise money. They're out there trying to get grants, sponsorships, also getting donation items for Plate by Plate event, working with both our culinary partners and other just vendors out there who would like to contribute. Marketing is out there giving us, great Instagram content pretty much, and also just helping out with the website, making sure everything looks nice, getting everything updated on an annual basis, right? And they're the ones doing very consistent work throughout the entire year, like to keep up with posts and everything like that. Also spotlighting our culinary partners, so that's very important to keep that relationship going as well through marketing. And then we have our operations team, which essentially helps onboard everyone at the beginning, right? Getting everyone's email set up, making sure our Slack channels are nice and clean, running the data for things like our analytics for ticket sales and volunteer hours and things like that. So, and like making sure our Google Drive and everything functions right and everyone has access, right? So I think I got everyone right. I think that's all the teams. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but every group's got their stuff going on.
Wow, how many members do you guys have this year?
I can't remember exactly,
80,
but I think we're near 80. I think it's 76. But yeah, it's a lot. And I think last year we were closer to around 60. So
wow,
it's a big growth. Big growth this year. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're actually the largest chapter of the 3 chapters right now.
Let's go LA.
So how can someone join PbP?
All right, for joining, one, they reach out to us by email. That's like the easiest one. But usually our recruitment doesn't start until the new calendar year. So January we start sending getting applications out or opening up applications, I would say, and people can easily they sign up, they pick which teams they have a higher preference for, and then usually around either late January or February, we start reaching out to the people who've shown interest, and we conduct some interviews and see who's a good fit, and then we bring them in. But we do have, case by case, sometimes people reach out like middle of the year and they have special, skills that we might really need. Or if people do end up, getting busy with lives and someone drops out, then we have open space, then we might take people mid-year. But normally it's beginning of the calendar year.
Okay, everybody mark your calendars in January, please.
Do it.
Wow, that's crazy. You guys
Interested.
the biggest chapter too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I work with the coolest people, I guess. I'm so glad. But talking about joining, how did you guys find out about PbP and why did you guys join?
Well, I also would like to mention that a lot of the folks that we have in PbP were all from different backgrounds. Like everyone has a different 9-to-5 job, and this is a fully volunteer-based run. So basically everyone just volunteers their time because they're looking for either a community, but they're also looking for a community that's doing good in our community because we're actually doing all these volunteer events. So I actually heard about PbP when I was in college, and I've heard about them since 2015, and I never had a chance to join because I lived too far away and I wasn't able to make the commute. So I actually joined last year. So it took a few years, but that's how I heard about PbP because I had a previous mentor at another nonprofit who was like, hey, I'm doing this work and we're doing this event called Plate by Plate and I need volunteers. Do you want to come? And I was like, that sounds cool. I'll come and volunteer for a few hours. And it was such a great experience. I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. I learned about it through a friend, Justin Liu. He single-handedly probably recruited 25% of us. That's maybe a little bit of an overestimate. But I found out about him or found out about the organization through Justin. And I was really just looking. I think what's really unique about Project by Project is that there's that philanthropy aspect of it, of course, and then there's also that social aspect of it as well. So I can genuinely say that I've made some really beautiful friendships out of the experience, and it's also a safe space to also grow and like stretch myself in different ways as well. And so yeah, it's been a really great opportunity, and yeah, I'm enjoying my experience, needless to say.
All right, for me, honestly, it was had one of my friends invited me to Play by Plate in 2022, and I just went, and I was just so impressed by it that I was like, I don't know anything about this org, but whatever org set this up, I'm signing up. And I just signed up, so I didn't have any referral or anything. I did hear about Play by Plate, I think also in college or like recent graduation. I think some of my friends went to the SF1. I saw some Instagram posts about it, but I was like, oh, Play by Plate, I don't know what that is. But after attending, I was like, yeah, this is dope. I love food. This is an awesome event. I'm signing up. I don't care who they are. And then it turned out to be one of like the better ideas I've ever had. So yeah, that's how I joined.
It's the food that got you, huh?
Oh yeah, and the drinks.
Shout out to the culinary partners, huh?
Hey yo, they doing work.
Thanks guys. I enjoyed last year. It was really fun. Our whole staff enjoyed last year. I wasn't sure we'd make it back home. But with PbP being a volunteer-based thing, and everyone, Tina did mention everyone has their own 9-to-5, their own full-time jobs. How do you guys really manage your time in, participating with PbP? Because the whole week you have, 9-to-5s. Yeah, when I talked to you guys in some of the meetings, you're like, yeah, we met up at like 7 p.m. on Zoom, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. But all of that work, meeting at like 7 p.m., all the Zoom meetings, it led up to like such a great experience for like so much support that like Hope needed, as well as like the play-by-plate, that's that. So how do you guys balance your time with PbP, your personal time, and were there any tips that you learned from last year in like balancing your time and how to participate in like volunteering?
So I feel, because we've always at Project by Project, we always make it a big mention that this is something that we are volunteering with. So this is not something that is like a higher priority than like your work / your job and your family. If there is something that comes up, we remind each of our members and each other that, hey, if something is too much, you can always ask for help. You can always ask for someone or say, hey, I need a break from this because something's happening in my personal life or in my work life. I need to address that. So it's just that sense of community and that teamwork that we have, that we're able to like balance everything well with one another, because maybe sometimes we're having a tough week, tough month, a lot of things happening at work, and we let each other know that. So we're able to like take a step back for the month, but then once we're like able to address what needs to be taken care of, we can come back and like maybe see things better. So it's always just having that great team of people that you're working with, so then we can work together and make everything work well for you, especially as like last year, because there was a lot of meetings that we did like way late in the evening. We're like, yeah, it's pretty late, but we're still going to get this done for you.
Yeah, I think just with anything, it's about time management, right? Like just putting these important events and meetings on your calendar and making sure that we are able to prioritize, around them. And like Tina said, at the end of the day, this is all volunteer based. So if something comes up and we really can't make it to something or can't show up, like the team understands. But I think the team is also aware that like this is something we want to dedicate our time to, right? Like no one's forcing us to be here. And so a lot of that is just reminding ourselves of like why we've joined in the first place. Also, I'd like to share that Tina and James here are like two of our top volunteers right now. I think they've contributed the most hours, which is really cool. So just wanted to, thank them as well for the hours that they've contributed. These are external to PbP, so like with other partnerships, including Thai CDC as well.
Wow.
Yeah, for me, to get those hours, I run on caffeine a lot. You can't see what this is, but it's coffee. Yeah, so for my team, I like Tina and Emily said, like I let them know, like, you have work, you have your lives, we're all adults now, so I'm not going to force anyone to do anything, but I give them opportunities, like if you want to do something, let me know. If you need help, I'm here to help you. But yeah, like it's an extra addition, but it's something that we all volunteer for, something we all have a passion for. For me personally, I do it without. I just sacrifice a lot of sleep. Like, who needs that? So I stay up late a lot of times. Like I think our last meeting, I was up till like 3 a.m. making slides, finishing up slides. But I mean, I care. That's why I do it. And Emily's right. Like throw everything on your calendar. Like that's the best thing you can do. Like even if you don't think you're going to go to something, put it on your calendar so at least you know it's happening, and it's just a good track of like what's going on.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think it's all about like balance and priorities, right? Or in James's case, imbalance and top
no balance,
priority.
all coffee.
Sleep for the week. It's okay. Yeah, we here for a good time, not a long time. I was gonna say, wow, it's also healthy, and then he said I was up until 3 a.m. Anyways, for the healthy people, mark your calendar, January.
It's great. It's not that much work.
That's not the expectation for the average member.
Yeah, he's a top member. So for PbP, you guys do focus on AAPI communities. How has your experience for the past 2 years helped you connect a little bit closer to your culture?
I think that what's really unique about Project by Project in particular, and what I was pretty surprised about when I initially joined, is that there's definitely this educational factor about it, which is really cool. So our president, his name is Brian, and he's actually an urban studies major. Urban studies, right?
I believe so.
That's what it's called.
He's actually
urban planning.
He's urban plan. He just got his master's in urban planning and Asian American studies, I believe. So he did a dual master's at UCLA.
Wow.
Thanks, Tina. Brian, don't hate me.
I gotta talk to him. How y'all do that?
But yeah, he will make space in our agendas in our monthly steering committee meetings to talk about AAPI issues. And so it's been really cool to just have to learn and just also to dive deeper into these topics that kind of challenges us to push to like think a little bit deeper. So yeah, that's how I've connected with my culture a little bit more.
Yeah, for me, just I think kind of with my role as director of TNL, team leadership, I have to find a bunch of socials and curate things for the team. So I don't live in LA. I live in Orange County, and I usually just hang out with my friends like before PbP. But since now I have a little bit of responsibility, I have been following a lot of like other Instagram accounts that kind of promote what's going on in the area. And just in like the past year, I've discovered so many things in LA. Like in my head, I was like, LA's just to go for work. Like there's nothing here, but there's so much to like happening in LA all the time. There's so many communities out there, right? SGV, downtown, Little Tokyo, Chinatown, K-Town, like all these places with AAPI events happening that I've searched for a bunch. I've like learned more about the local community, the cultures, the organizations that are running these things. And I've been trying to, I promote it throughout our organization for people to attend, right? It's just like, hey, this is happening on Saturday, go for it, right? This is free, go. Or this costs a little bit of money, but it's a great event, like you guys should attend. So that's how I've been trying to connect more and also just sharing it with the rest of PbP, right? We have like 70 some people, so they should all know what's going on as well around LA.
Yeah, so also on that note, I'm also kind of biased too because I was an Asian American Studies major at UCLA, so I totally understand where Brian's coming from with like the culture. So I've always felt connected to the culture, but I think it's also something that Brian really like pushed this year that he's mentioned is that he felt since there's so many like Asian American communities in little different areas of Los Angeles County and the OC, that it's hard for people to know that they exist if we don't show up in that space. So he just would like to have people, we have all these events in different parts of LA and OC that we want to highlight and just let people know like, hey, this is happening. And that's what James is doing with like, hey, this is happening in like Chinatown, or this is happening in Long Beach at Cambodia Town. And it's like, well, we didn't know that Cambodia Town was actually one of the largest communities of Cambodians here in Los Angeles. We didn't know that until we went there and we learned that. So that's also something that's fascinating that we can share with our friends, our networks, and like, hey, do you want to go to this with me? Or this event is happening. Like, since you live nearby, do you want to go? So it's just kind of like bringing people together because maybe some people don't know that much about their own communities. So that's how I feel with Project by Project and what we're doing this year.
Wow. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Brian. Why aren't you here, Brian? But so there is a couple months left for the rest of the calendar year for this year for PbP. What are some goals that you guys would like to achieve until we hit like December?
Okay, well, one of the biggest goals is to make sure our play-by-play event coming up in literally like in a month, that goes really well. We still have tickets to sell, so
September 14th.
Yeah,
2024.
Sure. plug everything.
Yeah, but that's like one of my biggest things. That's a big thing that our events team is running, and our director Karen is doing an amazing job running that team, and they're doing super great. We hit all our capacity on culinary partners and things like that. So that's like good to hear. Now we just got to get the word out to get more people going, because that's like gonna be the best event you're gonna attend this year, food-wise and drink-wise. So just saying. But rest of the goals-wise is just to make sure that even after ATP, since that's such a heavy lift event for our team, that people don't get burned out after ATP, right? We still have Project Lead, our second session coming up with a TBD date, but probably November. But it's like for people to attend that as well, to help our Thai CDC or whoever is our project partner for that case study competition. But yeah, and just everyone that could stay and retain and recruit and come back next year. That's like a goal that I have for the remainder of the year.
Yeah. As a part of outreach, we also have a cases component to our current beneficiary partner relationship with Thai CDC. And so usually with everything ramping up and kind of towards the end of the year, we're presenting to them this pro bono consulting project that we've been working on. And so I would love to see that really come to fruition and really see how that project has been beneficial for the team, for their organization as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's Project Lead. I'm just going to speak a little bit more about that for anyone who's unsure of what a case study is. It's basically, we're working with a nonprofit who has a question, and we are all split up into teams and decide and try to solve that question. And then we present it at the end of the event, and then the partner will be able to decide which one they enjoyed the most. So it's like a little friendly competition, but it also gives you the chance to exercise that, oh, I want to help a nonprofit, but I don't know how to do it. So this is a small opportunity for you to come and try and see, to learn a little bit more of how nonprofit works.
We also wrap up the year with a fun potluck.
Holiday party.
Last year we had optional white elephant for those who like to participate. So yeah, that's around December too. So we also make space for fun, of course. Yeah, just wanted to put that in there. We're not all work.
Now I have to plan it. Oh, I forgot about it. Oh no.
That's okay. You got a couple months left. Let me just tell you, that ATV last year, that slapped. The play-by-play slapped. Okay, Jane enjoyed it. She's behind the camera. She enjoyed it. This year's project leads. Did I say it right? Project leads. Hope was one of the partners, or was the only partner for this year for the first half. So make sure you join the second half. The solutions I heard from every team that was there slapped. Thank you, James. Thank you, Tina. Slapped. But just to, instead of just talking a little bit about your experience a little bit more, what is one of your favorite memories of PbP that you've had?
I could start. Okay, so for me, I'll share two. One of them was, of course, retreat. My first year joining. It's an easy favorite event, right? We were out got an Airbnb. We had a bunch of fun, and it's just getting to meet everyone for the first time. I'm all about meeting people, so joining this group and just there was only a few meetings beforehand, so I was I don't know what this group is like. They seem so professional and well put together. So I have no idea what this retreat's going to be like. It was a lot of fun. That's all I'm gonna say. But it was great to meet everyone really in person. I missed the very first meeting last time because I was busy, but it was just meeting those people for the first time, and now looking back and seeing like these are some of like my best friends now. It was an awesome event. But another favorite event of mine was just Plate by Plate of last year, of course, but not just because of the food, but this time it was because I personally was involved in playing a small role. Events did more work, but of putting it together. I sold a ton of tickets, so I was really excited to just hoping that everyone who attended under my referral had a good time, and just seeing them enjoy the event so much was like, that was my favorite thing. Like I didn't eat that much or drink that much that last year, but it was just seeing my friends eat a lot and drink a lot was like the best thing I could experience. I was like, I'm so happy that they had fun, and a ton of them are coming back this year, so super excited for that. Yeah.
So for me, yes, those events are amazing. Let me just say I'm not taking anything away from that from myself. And I also would say I am a little bit more introverted, or sometimes like to tap out a little bit early. And so for me, it's probably one of our board game nights. It's usually just like dinner and board games, and it's a smaller group of us, but we try to open it up for everyone to attend if anyone else would like to. But they're usually a little bit more quiet, and so I just appreciate the like being in casual clothes and being able to lay down and play games or whatever that may entail. Those big events are really, really fun. Again, they just tire me a little bit. So yeah, that's all.
For me, I actually like working with our partner. Like, that's something, maybe I'm just biased because I like working with nonprofits, and I just like meeting different nonprofits and see what they're like. Because I'm like, there's so many nonprofits here in like LA and OC, because Hope is actually one of our first OC-based orgs that we've actually worked with. So it's just so fascinating to see like, hey, this org actually exists in these spaces, in these communities. And that's like one of my favorite parts, is getting to learn more about our beneficiary partner and see how we're able to help them, and like see what impact that we can. I know I don't speak for all members, and some members have said that they don't feel the same. So I'm hoping that maybe this is, as we make changes, as we grow, we're able to show members and let them like also experience that same, like, I'm making a difference as we like do our volunteer work, or as we're planning our events for like for ATB, and like doing fundraising. Like, I just want everyone to know like there's something here for all of us.
Mm-hmm. It is really rewarding at the end of the day, like when you're tired and you see like how our volunteerism has helped. It's awesome to see.
Mm-hmm. They actually do help a lot. It's like first-hand experience. They saved my life, basically. I feel like I might have died if they were here.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Are there any last things you guys would like to plug? We've been saying ATV. Not even like I think like 2/3 of the way of the beneficiary partnership did I learn what ATV stands for. So if you guys want to talk a little bit about ATV or your Plate by Plate, project leads, anything else that you guys want to plug?
Yeah, ATB, by the way, stands for annual tasting benefit, in case it's like, how does ATP translates to Plate by Plate? Yeah, I mean, it's a really fun event. We have some really, really great partnerships this year too. Chubby Cattle Foods, for one, and then also Kazunori is coming back again. And so yeah, some really great partners out there. So check it out.
When, where, how to get tickets. Go, James.
It's on our website, but if you just follow us on Instagram, PbP, just PbP-LA, yeah, all our ticket information is on there. Ticket sale, I'm not sure when this is going to release, but ticket sales, the early bird got extended, and it's going to end on August 23rd. If this is after that, I'm sorry, but you can reach out to us, and we'll send you secret codes for even further discounts. But yeah, it's the ticket right now. They're valued at general admission for $180, which is, I know, pretty high, but and then VIP for $240. But the price is truly worth it. And if you message us, of course we'll get you the discounts, so they're slightly more affordable. But it is like one of my favorite events. I've been living all year just for this. So yeah, I'm super excited.
It really is just a really good time.
When and where do the funds go?
Okay. So, so September 14th, I think we mentioned it at the beginning of the podcast, but Play by Play ATB is happening on September 14th, Saturday, at the Wallace Annenberg building. Is it Wallace Annenberg? Yeah. Okay, yeah, Wallace Annenberg at USC building at the Science Center. There's going to be a parking lot and everything, so you don't have to like be scrounging around for parking out in LA. And all the proceeds go back to our operations, right? To maintain our Slack, all of our technology things that I'm not super familiar with, but there's a lot that goes there. And then of course a portion does go to our beneficiary partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Large portion. It's a big check at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, for sure. So that's a benefit of being our beneficiary partner. So once we have applications open for that next year, depending on our campaign theme, right? Hopefully it's something that if there's nonprofits listening, nonprofit leaders out there, if there's something that if your mission aligns with ours for the year, definitely apply, and us great people will be working with you for a whole year. Yeah, free labor. It's awesome.
I enjoyed it. It helped a lot. It's rough out here, y'all.
Yeah, nonprofits are hard.
You guys are technically a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Nonprofits
I'm
supporting
getting paid.
nonprofits.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get paid for this. All my long nights, I do it out of love.
You could sleep. It doesn't have to be at 3 a.m.
Just no time. Just kidding. Normally, my nights are fine. That was just like one big project.
I don't think you guys have a date set for Project Leads, but do you guys want to plug that too?
Yeah, Project Lead will highly likely be sometime in November, but we have not started planning yet since we just completed one with Hope last month. And so we are going to be accepting or reaching out for applications soon so that a nonprofit organization can be the client is what we call it, for our second lead of the year. LEAD stands for Leaders Empowering Action Day. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it gets us exercising a different part of our brain for the day-to-day as well.
Yeah, it's super fun. And then for anyone who, has an idea of wanting to go into consulting, it's essentially consulting for a day.
Lunch is also provided.
It's good lunch.
It is good lunch. That lunch slapped. That buttoned me that bread. That hit. Is there anything else you guys want to plug? Last chances.
I mean, if there's anyone that's listening out there that's not in LA and you're just interested, check out more of our information on projectbyproject.org. And then if you don't live in LA and you live in like SF or New York, they also have chapters there too. So have a look and see if you can find a community there, or look around we do have some folks in the OC that do drive to our meetings in LA. So like James.
Shout out to James.
So it's like we are open to like having folks because we want people to know more about the work that we do. We want people to know about all these different nonprofits and all these different organizations that are providing help to our communities. So that's basically what we're working on. And we also want to build a community because I will be honest, this is the only time that I'm ever going to meet so many folks that are in finance and that are lawyers, because I'm where do I meet them on a normal basis if I don't work in that field? So there's so many people with different backgrounds. We have just such a varied group of folks that I don't know where I would meet them if I wasn't in Project by Project.
Yeah. In summary, I think that Project by Project is just a great organization to contribute to do good, to make friends, to socialize, and just to learn as well. It's great.
Mark your calendars, everybody. Oh, sorry, James.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, you can keep going.
So Tina mentioned the other chapters in SF in New York. So I also just want to plug Play by Play for their events as well. Sure. So our SF chapter, we usually go in this order of LA, SF, and New York. So ours is September 14th. For those in SF or just happen to be in NorCal that weekend, it'll be on October 12th. And their ticket sales are available too on PbP-SF. And then New York's event's going to be on November 9th. Their ticket sales are not open yet, but when they're there, you can get them. I will be at all three, hopefully. So catch me at these events. It'll be great.
It's worth it. Like, look into my eyes. It's worth it. Like, that slapped. All right, mark your calendars, everybody. September, October, November for all the plate-by-plates for all 3 chapters, as well as January of next year for volunteer applications, because I am so grateful to have met all these wonderful people right in front of me, as well as all the other 60 members last year as well, because meeting them, they helped Hope a lot. For any nonprofit organizations out there also looking, just for a little help, on the perspective, PbP has been so helpful. I don't know if you're in LA or SF or New York, but just reach out to other chapters. They're all amazing people. Follow them. Your @ is PbP-LA.
Yep.
Yeah.
PbP-LA, and then projectbyproject.org, and then projectbyproject-LA or something.
And if you have, if there's any other nonprofits, like even if you somehow don't end up as our beneficiary partner, you can always still reach out to us with questions, and we're more than happy to try to assist, like if we're capable and have the time to. But you can always reach us by email at info.la@projectbyproject.org as well, and that's like our direct email that our leadership will see, and we discuss internally, and we usually respond pretty quickly.
Yeah, and also on that note, it's not that we only work with a nonprofit for a year. Like, we worked with Hope last year, and we're still communicating, and we're here. So we still work with each of our nonprofits, or at least reach out to see what events are happening. There's like so many different events at each of these nonprofits that we worked with in the past that have things. They're doing amazing things still, and we're just trying to get members and folks to know, like, hey, this org that we worked with in the past, they're still doing things. It's not like, oh, the relationship ends after a year. No, we still try to like maintain that and reach out to everybody and like, hey, we're here. What can we like help out with, or what events do you guys have?
This podcast. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it a lot.
For sure.
But thank you, Tina, Emily, and James, for coming on to our Community HOPEcast and for being one of my favorite partners of last year, and hopefully going forward as well. But make sure everyone to check out all their social medias. I think on Facebook it's Project by Project Los Angeles, but on Instagram is PbP-LA. Make sure to check out their play-by-play. You can see them there, all these lovely people. The ticket prices are worth it. Worth it, like hands down. It's slap. Like,
Do it.
I can't.
Definitely.
I cannot say anything else. It slaps. But thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.